Well, that was a quick finish. My 11 Circle presents Crick Buzz Live. They often say about the limited form of the game that it's sometimes more about fours and sixes and less about singles. Well, there may also be singles in the game, but not single digits. Sri Lanka had as many as 8 single-digit scores in their reply, and that was never going to be enough to chase down 201. A convincing victory for Team India, taking the series out 2-0. And to just look back on a series, well, it's been a quick series. One match was washed out, and 2 of them have gone in India's favour. I've still got Zahir Khan, Harsha Bogle in the studio, trying to find a word to describe that. Clinical may have been the previous game. Convincing this one, or even more?
I'm disappointed. Over the years, we've seen such good Sri Lankan teams. And what are the numbers post the World T20 of 2016? They've lost 39 games out of 57. Clearly, there's a reason that's happening. It's a strange scorecard, though. I was just looking at this. Angelo Matthews and Dhananjay De Silva put on 68 in 6 overs, approximately 68, about 6 overs. Nothing on either side of it. So yeah, it was disappointing. I think Zach made the point that they might struggle with the extra pace of Bumrah, Saini and Thakur, and that's exactly what we saw.
Yeah, in fact, the spinners, as we were looking at it, was a bit of a reversal to what happened with the Sri Lankan bowlers. Their spinners were the only ones who contributed, but nothing from their pace bowlers. Just the reverse here. Have a look at this. The spinners, really, other than those 2 wickets in Washington from the second spell, they were wicketless and they were all going at over 10 and over. But the impact came from Bumrah's first spell, didn't get to bowl again, and 2 for Shardul Thakur and Saini once again. That 1 Yorker, but 2 more wickets to finish the innings off.
What was exciting to see was the follow-up by the Indian pace battery in this game. That was important. Yeah, when you have a good game, you got to follow it up with another good game in terms of those processes, intensity. I think that's where this bowling unit ticked that box very nicely. When you score in excess of 200, that pretty much sets the huge platform. That your tail is up as a bowling unit when you walk onto that field. But what's important is to follow the processes. I think Indian bowling lineup did exactly that, kept that intensity up. What worked in the first match, they knew exactly if they repeat it again, they'll possibly get the same result. And in a game like this, you need that start from Sri Lankan batsmen, to have some kind of impact on the game, or for them to give that chance. Setting that tone was very important, but Indian bowlers were right on the money with that first spell, creating that pressure. Not, first 3-4 overs, 15 runs is you always behind the game. Yeah. And that is something I think was a big achievement by the Indian bowlers, setting that tone, keeping the intensity going, and following it up from the previous match.
Yeah, 5 overs, 26 for 4. Game was over. But we were chatting while we were watching the game. It seemed to be played at a different pace, at a different level in those first 5 overs. Just the sheer intensity with which the 3 quicks were coming in. And you get the feeling, who are India's top quicks? Suppose you're asked, right, who are India's top quicks? I don't think Shardul would figure in the top 5 or 6. What has he done? That tells you about the depth. What has he done today? Forget the runs he came and scored at the end. He's bowling a heavy ball. He's knocking wickets over. He's taking 3 wickets. And he's doing what every good player must do. He's saying, look, you gave me a chance. I've taken it. Now it's up to you to find someone better.
In fact, to add to what you said, neither would you mention Navdeep Saini really, except in the last couple of games.
Yeah.
You would probably be mentioning Umesh Yadav, Mohammad Shami, in the test match version, Ishant Sharma, enough, and then these guys would be at the back of the queue. So what was even more heartening is this pace bowling victory without Jasprit Bumrah bowling his 4 overs.
And I'm suddenly thinking all these guys in Chennai are celebrating all of a sudden. They've got Deepak Chahar, they've got Shardul Thakur. Suddenly it's looking much better.
And RCB also feeling decent about Saini.
Yeah.
As we already said.
Yes, RCB is, yeah.
Washington Sundar, don't forget Washington Sundar as well.
There you go.
Why not?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, but I'm very impressed with Shardul Thakur, because he got the ball to shape away, he kept at it, picked up wickets, and there's something about him. Last time you could be tempted into thinking that he swung the ball, it came off, 16 or 5 balls, 6 balls, it happens someday. Today he's done it again, which means there's more to him, which means he's not just swinging his bat, there's much more to him.
Actually, you can call it Shardul 2.0, which should have been the previous version. Whatever I've seen of Shardul in domestic circuit was someone who can bowl a heavy ball, who's got a good Yorker and a bumper. and has that away swinger, which was his strength. But for some reason, when he played international cricket, this kind of bowling actually had not been seen from him, and this is the first time I'm seeing